All right, hi guys. I am Riley from Coast to Coast NHL Hockey News, and these are going to be my 2022 Stanley Cup Playoffs predictions. So for the first round we had the teams here that are announced here. We got Calgary and Dallas, LA and Edmonton, Nashville and the Avalanche, Minnesota and the Blues. We got Washington Capitals and the Florida Panthers, Tampa Bay Lightning and the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the Bruins and Hurricanes and Penguins and Rangers. So we're going to be giving my thoughts on the who I think will win in the first round. Excuse me, I can't talk today. Who I think will win in the first round and make it to the Stanley Cup final. So, the first one, I'm going to talk about Calgary and Dallas. So, I think that would be a pretty tough series. As Calgary did play better than Dallas this year, and Dallas just pretty much clinched the second last playoff spot. But I think that Calgary, I would give this one to Calgary in 6, because I think Calgary will win like the first 2 games, and Dallas will win the another 2 games, tie the series at 2, and then Calgary will make it 3-2, and then they'll win 4-2 in game 6. So I see Calgary taking the game in 6, but although Dallas is going to try to fight, I feel like Dallas is going to fight, and it could be potentially. I say in 6, but I feel like it could also be in 7, because the rivalries between this season has been pretty good. Dallas and Calgary have played a couple times this year. Let me just check the last time they played here. Dallas and Calgary season series was first game Dallas winning 4-3, the next game Calgary winning 4-3, and the final game Calgary winning 4-2. So Calgary has won the season series 2-1. So it should be an interesting season for Calgary. Interesting playoffs for Calgary. Like I said, Calgary in 6. But with Dallas winning the first 2 games, actually. I'm going to take it back into Dallas. Dallas will win the first couple of games. Just the first game, and then it'll be like a tight series. But then Dallas will take it at 6. Moving on, we get the LA and Edmonton. So I think this will be a series that LA will take in 7. The Oilers will definitely play hard, as they tried to against the Jets yesterday. They played alright, which they got swept, by the way. But they'll play a tough series because McDavid wanted to get past the second round. They haven't done that in a while. I don't think McDavid has made it to the second round before. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think that it'll be in 7. Like the Oilers will try to win the first game. Will win the first game. LA will win the next game. I think it should be back and forth until LA will take it in another double or triple overtime again, and to upset the Oilers in flashbacks of last year. But them taking it in 7 is this time probably a better run for the Oilers, but we'll get knocked out in the first round by the LA Kings. Next matchup, the Preds and Avalanche. So the Preds and the Avalanche. So the Preds and the Avalanche here. I'm going to have to say, who take that series? The Preds and Avalanche this season series was won 3-1 by the Predators. So I think the Predators will sweep the Avalanche will sweep them, even though they won the season series. The Preds won the season series against the Avalanche. The Avalanche have had pretty good playoff success before and got far before. They struggled a little bit last year, but I think that the Predators seem to struggle when it comes to playoffs. Lately, they made in 2016. Yes, Predators fans. I know in 2016 they made it all the way to the Stanley Cup final, choking in 5. I think it was 5 to the Penguins. But yeah, so what I think is that they'll get swept. So the Avalanche will sweep the Predators in 4. Because this is my prediction. I think that the Avalanche will be a very good playoff team this year. I can potentially see them going off with a final. But I'll get more into that later. This is just a video for the first round. Then we do the second round predictions. So for the Minnesota Wild and St. Louis Blues. Now I see this going to 7. I think Minnesota will win in Game 7 because They have two good goaltenders now. St. Louis is good. They're also a team that kind of struggles in the playoffs. And yes, they won the Stanley Cup in 2019, but ever since then, the playoffs, when they make the playoffs, they haven't been good. And they were really good this year, but I think they're going to fight hard. They'll go for harder. It'll be Game 7. And I think Minnesota Wild Tickets, they got two good goalies. They got Talbot and they got Fleury, who's 6-2-0 since joining the Wild. And it'll be a hard potential series. And I really think that the Wild will win it in 7 because Talbot and Fleury, which I'm hoping they'll start Fleury more because Talbot's okay too, but Fleury is great in the playoffs and he's made the playoffs. Hasn't missed the playoffs since 2006. 2005, 2006, since pretty much almost being a rookie. He joined in 2002, so. But he hasn't missed the playoffs since 2006. I think the Minnesota Wild are going to take it in 7. Moving on to the Florida Panthers and the Washington Capitals. Now, this will be a great series. This is, I think, I'm going to have to say that the Panthers will take it in 7. Knocking the Capitals out in the first round again, like last year. So, I think they got knocked out in the first round last year. Anyway, so the Florida Panthers obviously want to try to get to the Stanley Cup final this year and try to maybe win it again. Also hoping that Tampa will get out, which they won't. I'll get into that next. But, so yeah, I think Florida will take it in 7 to be another hard-fought series. And Florida will take it in 7 because it'll be like a first game. I think Washington will win because they usually win the first game, and then it'll be Washington will take the 3-0 series lead. And then I think Florida will make it 3-1, 3-2, and 3-3, and then take it in like an overtime game in the Game 7 because I know for sure like this is going to be a back and forth series. A back and forth series between the Florida Panthers and the Washington Capitals because they're both going to fight hard. Although I'm not sure if Ovechkin's going to be playing in Game 1. He's injured pretty bad as he went into the boards in the last. He didn't play the last few games, so we'll see if Ovechkin is able to play. But if Ovechkin isn't able to play, I don't see the Washington Capitals making it past the first round. They could. I know it's going to be a hard-fought series. Okay, moving on to the Tampa Bay Lightning and Toronto Maple Leafs. Not much to say about this. Leafs are getting swept in 4. Moving on. Swept in 4. Sorry, Leafs fans, but I'm rooting for you. I am. I don't know my temperatures. I know this might hurt. I'm rooting for you. I am. Like, the fact that you haven't won a playoff series since 2006 is, and I haven't won 67 since 67. I haven't won the cup since 1967. And I know you're going to say, yeah, we're vacation, win the Stanley Cup ever. Yes, but at least we know how to win a playoff series. We just don't know how to win the Stanley Cup. And yes, I know we didn't make the playoffs. I know. There'll be another video for that. Anyways, second last, the Bruins and the Canes. Now, I think that the Canes will lose in 4 or 5. Because the Bruins are going to try to get to the second round. They had a little bit of success last year making the second round. So I'm thinking the Bruins will take it in 5. The Canes will go for the Canes winning the first game and then so on, the Bruins. And I think, tell me in the comments what do you guys think. Do you agree with me? It's okay if you don't agree with me. Tell me what you think about this. So, yeah, I think the Bruins will take it in 5. Sorry about starting a little bit. It's late here. It's like 12 o'clock. I know it's a little late, but I wanted to get my bracket challenge. Challenge my prediction. So I think that they'll take it in 5. It'll be another close series, but the Bruins will take it in 5 because they got some good team. They got a few good players. They got Taylor Hall. They got Patrice Bergeron, and they got good goaltending this year. I mean, but Brass coming back, he struggled a bit, but they do got good goaltending, and I think that they can potentially get past to the second round, but I don't think they'll make it past the second round. I'm going to go over to the second, giving more thoughts after we get through all those teams. Next will be the Pittsburgh Penguins and the New York Rangers. Now, I like the Penguins, but I'm going to say the Rangers have been a better team. They got Igor Shesterkin's really good goaltender. Has been one of the best goaltenders this season. And we got Andrew Kopp, who's been former Winnipeg Jet, who's been really, really good since he's joined the Rangers. He had a couple weeks ago, he had a natural hat trick, and pretty much got a point in every game since he's been there. He's only like he's been out for the last, he's been injured for a little bit now, but only 2 other games he didn't get a point was two games at the time he joined, and the times he's been injured. But I really think the Rangers can make it, take it in 6. The Penguins will definitely fight hard because they're a good playoffs team. They get Crosby and Malkin, and they've been pretty good too. But if I had to pick, I would say the Rangers would get. My predictions would be that the Rangers would take it in 6. So that's this. I'm going to be going over it again. So the Calgary Flames, like I said, they'll take it in 7. I think that's what I said. I can. Hold on. I'm sorry. So yeah, I said in 7, in 6. So whatever. What are you guys' thoughts? So potential teams to make it to the second round. I'm going to talk about teams. So Calgary winning against Dallas. I would like to see the Flames and the Flames play the Lightning. So let's say the Flames play Lightning, and I think that the Lightning would probably take that in 5. The Flames are a good team, but the Lightning, well, they had a couple of games where they really struggled this season. They're a very, very strong playoff team, as we've seen them go back to back, and I think potentially they can have a chance to win back to back to back, maybe even back to back to back to back, and trying to go for the high. Be born like the Islanders series when they in the '80s series and the Montreal series before that, the dynasty, and they can make it their own dynasty called the Lightning Dynasty. I think if the potential for that to happen. They're a very, very strong team every year. They're a good playoffs team. They got a lot of good players. They're smart. They re-signed some good players. That they signed some new players. They got Nick Paul, who is struggling in Ottawa and has really stepped up when he is here in Tampa. I'm not a Tampa fan, but I'm a fan of pretty much every team. Every team, because I cover every team in the league in my channel. So, next. Now, so let's say if LA wins the series, like I said, LA will win. And LA takes on the Florida Panthers. So, LA and the Florida Panthers. Sorry, not the Panthers. I already said that. Oh, yeah, LA and the Florida Panthers. So, I think that the Panthers would take this series in 6. Take this series in 6. The Florida Panthers fight hard. And so, LA, because they can be strong ups. I don't think they made the playoffs last year. They want to kind of fight because they haven't had much playoff success recently, and they want to try to show that they're a good playoffs team, that they can win. Because Dustin Brown's final year, they had a good year. Well, they kind of just made it in because before they were behind the Jets. It goes to show you how the Jets screwed up. Like I said, there's another video for that. But so yeah, I think they'll make it past the second round, but they'll get knocked out in 6 to the Florida Panthers. They play the Florida Panthers in the second round. Because they'll make it the second round. They want to try to show their fans that they can do it. And I think they can. Heck, maybe even see the best in Game 7. Because they have what it takes. They're a good team. They showed that they can make it. They basically did what the Jets should have done. If the Jets would have won games like they did and went on a little winning streak like the LA did, they could have made the playoffs. Next, I would like to see in the second round, and I think this is going to happen, is that the Canes will take on the Canes will take on the Avalanche. So the Avalanche and Canes will play in that second round, and I think the Avalanche will take that in 7. I want to say it'll go to game 7 because there are two really good teams this year, Kings and Avalanche, and I think Avalanche will take it to 7. It'll be a very hard fought series as both teams are really, really good. And I'm gonna leave the last one to you guys. Personally, I'd like to see the Rangers get to the third round because, you know, as me as a Jets fan, we'll get the first round. We'll get the choice of ever had in the first round draft pick in this draft or the next draft. But I did my first and second round predictions. You guys picked the last one, and I'll come back here. I'm just gonna do another video for second round when it's released too, and see if my predictions are right. But this is just a quick video of my Stanley Cup 2022 Stanley Cup predictions. What are your predictions, guys? Tell me in the comments below. We'll see you in the next one.